Are you worth submitting to? I know this whole month of August, we've been talking about submission and submission and submission.
Hey.
Now, are you worth it? So in today's podcast, we're going to talk about some of the things that you should be doing to make sure your partner sees the value in submitting to you. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my hubby here.
What's everybody, up, this is Will, and welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. Back. Yeah, she's trying.
Welcome back.
She's a singer. She's a singer. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. This is Will, and we appreciate having you.
That's right.
We appreciate having you.
We're glad to have you.
And our goal is to keep you entertained and share some values with you. So in this podcast, it comes out every Saturday. And Cece and I, we talk about
love, life, family, relationship. Y'all know you should be saying this with me because you're being around for so long. So you guys know we're going to have to try this together next time, okay? Love, life, family, relationships, and everything else is happening around the world.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it here on this podcast. So
yes. And this is your first time with us. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe.
Yes.
And please hit on the notification bell because you don't want to miss these next few podcasts.
Yes. Listen, all month long, we are going to be talking about submissive, y'all. Okay?
Not just the next few podcasts. You don't ever want to miss any one of our podcasts. But we appreciate you guys joining us today.
That's right.
As you know, it's part of our routine before we get into the...
I feel a little bit hyper. What's going on with me?
I don't know. You must have had a drink or something.
No, I haven't been drinking. Y'all.
Listen, I worked all day.
I've been feeling the Lord, okay? It's all it is. It's just the Lord. And him and I, we've been having a moment.
She's been feeling the Lord.
He got me all hyped up.
And I shouldn't have any concern.
There you go.
There we go. But we appreciate you guys. And as I was saying, before we get into the topic of the day, we'd like to jump into what we call the Blissful Moment. So let's get into it. So, the Blissful Moment, Sissy, what's on your mind?
Blissful Moment. Let's see, what's my blissful moment? I feel like, we've been doing a lot of blissful work together lately. Like, we last Saturday, this man here was doing, demolish my parents' bathroom, and the whole family was there helping getting the bathroom together.
Yeah. And
then Wednesday again, we had a doctor's appointment at 8:00 in the morning. I'm like, wait a minute. Who's scheduled to go see an eye doctor at 8:00?
You did.
I didn't.
Not me.
They did without my consent. They did. I didn't. So, and then after that, we went to my mom at 9:15 a.m., y'all. We spent a whole day, 12 hours at my mom last Wednesday.
I wonder what they talked about.
No, I had a really blissful week this week. I truly feel like when spending time with families is so important. I think last Saturday we were all there. My mom, my dad, my brother, his wife, his family, us there. We're just tearing down the bathroom. Y'all, I can't wait for you guys to see it when it's done. So, it's just being about, spending time with family. I feel like this whole weekend to Saturday and Wednesday, we spent the whole time there again. And you came alone Wednesday after work. You
need to get some supplies,
So, yeah, and I had showings. I had to leave the girls at my mom's. It was good. I feel like this week was all about spending time with family. My mom, my brother and his family. So, yeah, it was great. It was great.
I was just be glad to be part of it somewhat.
No, y'all, we got there last Saturday. It was, we got there at 10:00 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
We left at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
My mom cooked. Hours, yeah. She cooked that day. She made sure, the boys had food, like a good stew with some good meat in it and some good,
It was good.
It was great.
It was real good.
It was really good. But yes, things are good. That's my blissful moment.
We're going to do the same thing this weekend.
And
next weekend.
Yeah.
And the weekend after.
Yeah. Pray for me. Pray for me. But all right, baby, that's my blissful moment. So do you have one?
No, your blissful moment is my blissful moment.
So you feel like it was a blissful moment, right? Spend time with family and stuff.
Good. Well, I was working. Yes, you guys were spending time. I was working.
No, I was helping you too. Come on now.
Yeah, she was.
We were all hands on deck. We were all helping, except for my mom, but she was cooking.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. That's my blissful moment as well.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to that this weekend. Again, next weekend. I want to see the end of the project.
Listen, I make sure he documents everything, Yeah. And I want him to have his own channel because my husband is such a handyman. For those of you who know this man here, he's a handyman. And he's been fixing a lot of things around the house, around his parents' house, my parents' house, and his brother's house. So therefore, I feel like you should share your knowledge with the people that may need some help.
I might.
I might. Like my brother, because he's not a handyman. So
you're putting
your brother too. I don't think your brother's a handyman.
He built a bench.
Okay, a bench. Big deal.
Anyway, so much for our blissful moments, guys. So let's get into the topic of the day, which is: are you worth submitting to?
Are you worth submitting to? What to do?
Well, here's what I say. You cannot expect someone to submit to you if you have not given them reasons.
Listen, I know you probably saw this quote somewhere. You must have seen it somewhere. You got to give the credit to what the credit belongs to. Who said that, baby?
Someone in favor.
Someone with the last name Favor.
Yes. But listen, I think anything that we get, we have to deserve it. And if you expect someone to submit to you, you have to give them reasons why to, right?
Yeah, and I truly feel like every relationship is a blessing. And it is to be loved, right?
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like, we should admire and love on each other.
From time to time, we'll run into some misunderstanding and, we'll have some disagreements, some discussions, some arguments.
Lots of arguments, yes.
Yeah, and you know what? With knowledge, wisdom, we'll learn how to handle these things.
I agree. But I want to know if you're worth submitting to. Like, what are we doing here? Right? What are we doing here? Am I submitting to you? Are you worth it?
Yes, of course.
Question, right?
What would you even ask?
You date someone, you're like, is he worth for me to submit to him? Is it like worth submitting to?
Of course I'm worth it. Otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Okay.
But you know what? A lot of ladies, sometimes when they hear this word submit, they think obviously negatively. And sometimes it's associated, they misquote it from the Bible.
Yes.
Where it said slaves must submit to their masters.
Or their masters.
Yeah, so when you associate it with slavery, you think submitting means that you lose all your freedom, all your power.
Yes.
You just give it all in. Hey.
But I know one person that we submit to is God and God only.
Yes, but you know what? You need a man to lead.
One person yes.
And only one can lead. So
yes.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with submitting to your man.
But is he worth it?
He has to make sure he's worth it.
So let's find out if he's worth it. What you got there, baby?
Listen, ladies, if you're going to submit to a man, don't submit to a man who tries to make you feel inferior. A man who puts you down.
Okay.
A man who make you feel like you're beneath him. You should submit to someone who's a leader.
True.
A leader, someone who can guide you, someone who can uplift you, someone who can elevate you. If that person's a bozo and they don't know anything,
then they're not worth to submit to.
Well, listen, why would you want to submit to someone who has no idea where they're going?
Yeah, they have no future for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have no vision.
And believe me, I've run across some people who has no idea what they want in this life. You know, sometimes they're having babies here that they can't even, they don't even know how to, they don't know how to be a father, let alone being a husband or a mate, a partner. Why would you want to submit to someone like this?
Listen, people don't know, babe.
Followers don't follow followers.
Listen, we don't do that here. We're leaders.
Listen.
And we're all leaders. We're supposed to.
Well, we're supposed to lead, but if everyone's a leader, then no one is, right? Now, we can take turn. I mean, there's certain things that I may submit to you on and let you run things, but there's certain things you may submit. But we can't both be running things.
Right.
There can only be one leader.
There can only be one, yes.
Right. I mean, yes, it's good to have leadership characteristics. It's good to be able to.
Who is it here?
It's me, of course.
Okay, I'll let you have it. Just for today.
And listen, you know, when you submit to a man, or to a partner, let me just say that instead. When you submit to a partner, you're providing to that partner the things that they need to make sure that they can provide to you the things that you need. At the end of the day, say for us guys, we don't require a lot from our women. We don't.
Okay.
Well,
do tell. You don't require a lot. What are your requirements?
Listen, all we need is support. We need some love, some caring and respect. That's very important.
Those are very much a whole lot.
Listen, when you think of support, you be there for your man.
Yes.
When you think of love, you scratch his head and make him feel good. When you think of caring, hey, listen, if he comes in and then he gets a decent, clean or decent meal to eat, or clean house, or
all his
clean clothes, yes, that's caring and respect. Obviously, respect him. Treat him like a man. Don't treat him like a baby. But if he's behaving like a baby, if he's behaving like a boy, then you should treat him like one. And this is why I say that, you have to give your mate, your partner, reason to submit to you.
Yes, I agree.
Because if your behaviors does not deserve someone submitting to you, then don't expect it.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely right.
So I know there's a lot of women out there that are misled by this whole feminism talk that says, women shouldn't cook, women shouldn't do house chores, those things should be shared, men should have this and this. But is that really how it should be?
I mean, it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. Now, I do believe that in a household, we can all help each other.
Yes, we support each other.
Yeah, we can all help each other. Yes, if I get home and there isn't any food in the fridge, I'm not the type that's going to get pissed off and start screaming. I'll find something to eat.
And luckily for you, you married someone who's not like that.
Yeah, she's not like that.
Right. I always make sure there's something available, unless if it's on a weekend, because weekend is his stuff.
Yes. I have to cook the breakfast. I have to pick up the food on the Friday. But, and this is why it's important to have some kind of mutual agreement in your relationship. There's certain things we do them because it makes sense for the relationship, right? Yeah. There are days that I come in, I'm like, you don't have to cook. And she's like, yeah, I got to do something. I'm like, no, there's things here we can eat. Right?
Like, no,
or the clothes needs to get folded. And she's like, and then if I'm there, I jump in and do them. There was one morning I got up and I'm like, geez, I got up early this morning. And I noticed that some clothes needs to get folded. So I just went in and folded them.
I wasn't in the room, y'all. I was in my daughter's room. So
yeah. So I had the room to myself. So I did that. Now, and this is where when you're in a relationship where you're supporting each other, yes, there's certain things that maybe one partner is better at.
Yeah.
And yes, it may be that partner's responsibility. But if you start treating it as, it's something that you don't like, something you hate doing, and that's where the problem starts coming in. There's nothing wrong with cooking for your man.
Yeah, and for your men to cook for you.
And there's nothing wrong for your man to cook for you. There's nothing wrong keeping the house clean.
There's nothing wrong for your man to assist you to do some cooking, like he's sitting right next to you and helping you putting the food together. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. When you start tasting too much and you're eating the chicken before it's even served, and they try to kick you out of the chicken.
Yes.
If it tastes good, what can I do? I have to keep tasting
until it's delivered to you on the dining room.
Then don't have me in the kitchen. I'm a tester.
Yes, you are.
But hey, listen, Most of us are we neat when it comes to clean. We most of us are neat, and some of us may be able to tolerate a little bit of dirt. But a dirty house is not a place that any man wants to be in.
Listen, like, not my house. I don't care what time it is. It could be at night. Okay? You'll see me wiping the mirror because my husband, he has to brush his teeth, and when he washes his face, water splashed all over the mirror. That's I know that's how he is. Been with him for work.
I have big hands and
okay.
And I clean hard.
Okay. I don't know where he's going with this, but okay. But
a clean house, and obviously I contribute as well in cleaning the house because I know that's important.
Yes.
You know,
clean house is actually
I do the heaviest house
once a month
cleaning. No, it's not once a month.
Sometimes barely.
Yeah, sometimes I'm reminded that hey, it's that time.
Yes.
But you know, a clean house is a good thing, and as ladies, and I know you take great pride in having the house clean. Although
yes.
she'll make me do some of the cleaning, but she makes this comment that says the house feels light.
Yes.
If you ever hear her say that, know that the house is like sparkly clean.
Yes. Yes. And I think it's a great thing too when your house feels light and clean. You have a clear mind. You're able to like, oh, it feels so good to be home, to lay on the couch, and it just feels good.
It does.
And yeah, like you said, some men are neat. Not every
and one thing we gotta avoid when it comes to this thing is like, you know what, I some comments which we haven't, and I'm hoping that we never run into this, is that when things needs to get done, and instead of just jumping in and say what you could do to help, and just say, you know what, I work too. It's not like I was sitting around. We don't run into this, but when comments like this starts coming up, it causes issues.
Yes.
You know, or yes. You come in and before you even ask your spouse, you know, how their day was, you start pounding on them on why wasn't this done?
Right.
They could have had other things that were going on.
There's some men out there that does that still nowadays. It's just,
yeah.
I don't know. For me personally, when I am, you know, when I'm home, I work from home. My business is at home. I always make sure that before my husband comes home, the house is going to be clean, regardless if I'm cooking, regardless if I'm like with a client. Once they hit that time, I'm off the phone and I'm making sure that this is well organized. Because it sucks when your men come home and see like toys and things are all over the place. I mean, yeah, we're talking about, you know, the ladies take care of the house and all that. But at the same time, it's good having your man come home and be like, oh, baby, the house feels nice and clean, you know, where it's not like, I left this here this morning and it's still here. I left those dishes in the sink and it's still dirty. Yo, what are you doing?
You know, there's one thing I do, and it's becoming a routine for me. I never leave the house and let dishes be in the sink. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I just say, yes, the kids, I don't know. It's only 4 of us, but it seems like there's always things in the sink.
There's always things in the sink, yes.
But I make it a point that if I'm heading out, that I get them all clean. Yeah. And it's not that it's something that I have to do. Lot. It's just something that helps get things moving.
Right.
And it doesn't take a whole lot.
And it does help. And it does help a lot.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I do it. But you know what? Most of us, we understand stuff as men. And most of us, we would figure out ways to help out. Because believe me, housework is a lot of work. Sometimes I work more at home than I do in my job.
Let's be clear. Not every day.
No. What the point I'm making is that just because it's work in the house, that doesn't mean it's not work. It is work. And it takes a lot of energy to get a lot of these things done.
Right.
For someone like myself who just mop. Now, our house is not crazy big, but it takes a lot of energy mopping.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, just folding clothes, standing there, just organizing things. It takes some energy. So I know this work gets done. And that's why I made it a point to be a supportive spouse when it comes to these work. And if I could do it, I do it because that allows my woman to see that I'm in it with her.
Right.
And that earned me some respect. Give me some qualifying points just so she knows that I'm not just a desk guy. I do stuff.
That's a new one. A desk guy.
Desk guy.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and this is where sometimes we can take the whole submissive thing to a level that's unhealthy, where we think, hey, you do as I say, and just do it when I say it. Or this is just your job and your responsibilities. I can go and do what I do and let you handle those.
Yeah.
Those are recipes for disasters.
Yes. And as you were talking, and, when it comes to the cooking, y'all, there's nothing wrong with having like a takeout once in a blue moon or once a week. But having a man coming home to take out every night, there's something wrong with this. Or twice, 3 times.
It's out of convenience. If you have a designer kitchen that you don't want to cook and then dirty it.
Yes, like you want to make sure you do have food, a fresh meal, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying every day, right? But at least 3 times a week, because you want him to come home and feel like, man, I had a long day at work. I'm home. Whatever the type of meal that you cook, and he's something that he'll look forward to next time. Doesn't mean that I'm like a slave to you or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it just means that I understand you had a long day. Therefore, you coming home to me, you coming home to a nice, freshly cooked meal, not something bought from the store, and that's something that, I stop by the
whatever place you get food from.
Right.
Yeah. And it's appreciated. I mean, and as men, we got to show appreciation when things like this happens.
Yes.
Because that encourages your partner to do it even more, if you know what I mean.
Yay.
Yeah. Make sure you clean when you eat, you make sure you clean the plate.
Okay.
To show them that I really enjoy that. And obviously verbalize it. Tell them how much you enjoy the food and how much you appreciate the fact that it's not frozen food that's been microwaved for like 20 minutes so we can cook. So show appreciation. Now, as a man, when your ladies submit to you, see it as an honor. I think in this life, when you have someone sees value in what you do, and they're there with you to support you, and they're willing to do whatever is necessary to help the family or the household move forward, it's something to cherish. Don't take it for granted. Remember, when your ladies submit to you, they're simply trusting you to lead, to show maturity in your decision making, to be consistent, to be trustworthy.
Hello.
Because all these things, they make your ladies a faithful follower, and they will never leave you.
True. Amen.
That's why she'll never leave me.
No, where am I going? There's no other one like that, like you out there.
Yeah.
It's a tough world.
And that's what's important before you get into a relationship. Make sure that you're ready for it. Make sure that you've invested in yourself. You grow yourself to be the leader in that relationship that you need to be. Don't go in there with no vision and no desire to do things to better the relationship. Because remember, when you get with someone, when I got with you, I know that I need to make sure we have our homes. I need to make sure we live in a nice place. I make sure that I can take care of this and this and this. There's certain things that up until it's just like, I didn't know that this was that. It's because I had already planned these things. Right. So and that's what's important.
You had a vision.
Well, yes, I need to see things certain. Although now that I'm wiser and older, there's certain things that I may have done differently that may have made things even better. But I used the knowledge that I had then.
Yes, you did.
And I was the leader that I could be with the knowledge I had. Now I would have been a different leader. But then again, we all live and learn.
We all do. That's life.
Don't go into any relationship empty. Not empty with, well, you got to have money. But I'm talking about mindset.
Without a vision.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a vision where you and that person is going, then you are really not going to. It's going to be a struggle, for real.
Yeah. And this person certainly will not be submitting to you.
Listen, this is why you want to make sure if you are worth it. Because if you don't have a vision, it's going to be hard for me to submit to you.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And here's the thing. Every single one of us women, we want a man who is vision driven, who is mature. And y'all, and we want a man who's not confused as far as what they want in life.
Yes.
Because if you are confused as far as what you want in life, then we're going to have a confusing life. Like, seriously, yes, I understand early on in life, when you're in your 20s, you're not sure, but you want to get married, you want to have a family, you want to have a home. But when we married and you still don't have a vision, you still don't know where we're going, it's going to be a disaster.
Oh, yes.
Because I know a lot of us women, we want to have a leader. We want to have someone who can lead, someone who has a vision, someone who's driven, someone who's mature.
You know, this is coming from Cece, who's always had an opinion. She always wants things changed. But, and many times I let her get things there, but we've run into cases like, I don't know what to do. You just have to take the lead.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah. And listen, it's a blessing to have a spouse who can handle things. Because I don't have to make every bit of decision. Believe me, if I had to decide on every little things, I'd be decision fatigue and maybe run out of decisions by now. So just as a man, I need to be
decision fatigue. You be throwing some words out there. I'm like, babe. Okay, that's another one.
There is such a thing. Anyway, but just like I said earlier, that as a man, before you get in a relationship, make sure that you prepared for it. As a lady, it's just as important to be able to handle certain things. Because your man, as part of the support that they need, they're gonna count on you to be able to handle certain things, because they don't have to decide on every bit of things. Cece sometimes have issue deciding on food, so I just go, we getting this, but many times I will still check with her to find out what she wants.
Because I know I won't be eating it.
Yes, but I'm talking about every decisions. It's good to have someone who can have some input on the decision, someone who can possibly help you see, okay, maybe there's a different way, an alternative ways. That doesn't mean you can go with it, but you can have an adult conversation about some possible ways of handling things. So both partners has to be in the right mindset and understand what it means to be in a relationship. However, the man, you have a much bigger responsibility because your women will be looking up to you. Believe me, you'll realize that more when something's going wrong. God forbid, there's a weird noise in your house, or maybe someone breaks in, or something's going on with the car. It's you. So,
all on you.
So be ready to make decisions, and your woman appreciates it, because at the end of the day, if something's going on, they reach out to you and you can't give them guidance, then what good are you?
Yes.
So if you expect your woman to be submissive to you, be the leader that you must be.
And I want to say this too. And if your babe, your girl, your boy, or whoever doesn't respect you or submit to you as you would want, don't yell at her. Don't yell at her. You just need to work on yourself until she or he realize that you deserve her trust. You just have to respect her. Don't yell, because some men, they like to yell at their woman.
Hey, woman.
Then you don't yell at me, but I'm just saying, there's sometimes you just need to work on yourself. Maybe it's you the problem. Maybe it's not her. Maybe it's you, sir, the problem, to work on yourself until your woman realizes that, okay, now that you deserve her trust, respect, and submissiveness.
As I said earlier in the podcast, if you expect your woman to be submissive to you, you got to give them reason why they should. If you force that on her,
you'll lose respect.
You'll keep losing respect.
Yeah.
You'll lose her love.
Yeah.
And eventually, you will lose her. I'm sure every man who loves their woman will never want to lose their woman. However, you got to give this woman reasons to see you as the leader that you must be. So, if you've got issues, work on yourself.
Yes.
If you need help, there are resources out there to help you be a better man. Read some books. Join some men's club where people that are in relationship are sharing their struggles, but best practices as well. Do the things you need to do to be the leader. And what you'll find out, it's usually not that hard. Be understanding, be supportive, and don't be abusive. No woman likes an abusive man. So guys, this is our podcast on Are You Worth Submitting To? And listen, every man would like to know that we are, but it takes some work. It takes some work in showing your woman that you're worth it.
Yes.
Being there to support them and showing them that you are the leader that you should be. So be the captain, be the leader, whatever you want to call it. Be someone your woman can depend on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they'll submit to you. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast, everybody. We appreciate you. I don't know what the next topic is going to be, but I know it'll be tied to submissiveness in some way or form. We're hoping to see you guys in the next podcast. Please share your thoughts on what we've discussed today. Please share it with people you think this may be beneficial to, especially if you know someone who's not being the leader that they need to be to their spouse.
Who's not worth submitting to.
I was being nice, but who's not worth submitting to?
Yeah, say it like it is.
And listen, we appreciate you guys, and you guys have been leaving some comments. I know Cece's been jumping in and responding to those comments. Not that she has time, but we appreciate the comments. We appreciate all the.
Okay, sir.
Now she has time. But we really appreciate the comments, and we appreciate all of you guys who's been supporting the channel. Keep supporting us, and we will be here trying to find good subjects and topics to discuss with you guys. And those of you got some suggestions, we really appreciate them. So keep them coming, because that gives us more things to actually research and come and present to you guys.
Of course.
So again, we thank you very much. I got to get ready to jump and go start working on that project. And I will see you, or we will see you guys next Saturday. Peace.
Bye.